The Share Pickers Weekend Podcast with Justin, Paddy, Peter and Steve. The content of this podcast is not intended as investment advice. It is for information purposes only. People in this podcast may hold positions in the stocks they talk about. Do not buy anything based solely on a tip or recommendation. Please do your own research.
Welcome to the Weekend Podcast. I'm joined by Peter and Hugh Edwards. Come on, Hugh, say hello. Peter, say hello. Don't be shy.
Hello.
Hello. Thanks, Hugh. Fair play. You did spot him. We I don't know, on the WhatsApp group saying, what could this be last weekend? When the BBC said, the presenter, or the Sun did. The Sun came out. Why did the Sun just digging up dirt, don't they?
I know.
I wouldn't be happy to work at a paper. All you do is dig up, just try and spoil people's lives. That's it.
And it's inaccurate as well, I think, a lot of the time. In this case as well, I think. But anyway.
Yeah, but you spotted it. And I'm not going to say what you said in your text, Pete, because it was a slight on the countrymen of my fellow countrymen and me, actually.
Well, yeah,
so
true.
You said, I'll go for Hugh Edwards, the dirty Welshman.
Yep.
Turns out it was.
Yeah.
And
we should have had a sweepstake.
That was one of the first guesses.
Damn.
I've enjoyed it. It was a picture of him now coming out. Well, I can't tell you, so I don't know if it's AI or not. The picture of him coming out and doing the rounds now, with he's looking over his shoulder with his. It looks like I said to Megan, it looks like he's taking an honest selfie of himself, and his pants and trousers dropped down just before they took the shot accidentally.
Yeah.
Maybe he didn't have his belt done up. You know.
That's it. Yeah.
That's happened to me before.
Yeah.
No, I really haven't. I've never worn trousers that big. Yeah. In fact, Sam Smith has. You seen that picture of Sam Smith the other day? He's wearing massive trousers and massive top of them. What is he trying to do?
I don't know.
I don't understand it. But Hugh Edwards, I feel a bit sorry for him because he's had depression for a long time, he said. I understand we don't talk about stocks yet. We will do. But it's,
Oh,
but,
right. Well, that's depressing enough. So.
Yeah, exactly. This is less depressing. But I think why he has depression is obviously he's in the closet, isn't he? He's fighting with his sexuality. And that's the problem. In this day and age, we box everyone into, he's a homo, he's a hetero. I don't know if homo is okay these days. You can say hetero. You can say hetero. Okay. Can you say homo?
Can you? Okay.
I don't know.
Yes, okay. Homosexual.
He's a homeowner, and he's not. And you've got to be one or the other. But now we're starting to blur the lines. But if you've been a newsreader reporting on royal functions, and there's King Charles now stepping out of the coach, the gold coach, he'll be heading into Westminster Abbey. And it's a farce, isn't it? It makes even the royals look farcical when you're acting like that. And you are showing your arse crack to a camera.
Right. Yeah.
But no, it's hard for him to come out because he's got this image of a family man and he's been stuck in that, in the closet for so many years now that that's why he's depressed. He's probably not straight, he's probably gay and he wants to be gay. I want to be gay, but I can't.
Okay. I mean, you're reading between the lines and
I've seen between his lines.
Okay, and you're drawing your own conclusions.
But it must be hugely frustrating to not actually reflect, if you are attracted to men and not be able to show that in some way, for years on end, thinking, I don't fancy my wife, I fancy lads. Essentially, I love the Sun. That lady in the Sun said about. I don't know how accurate the Sun's reporting is.
No,
but she said he has taken away the innocence of my son, and the money he's been giving my son, he's been fueling his crack addict. Your son is innocent. He's a crack addict at 17. I don't think he's that innocent, to be honest. If he's addicted to crack at 17, he's been around the block a couple of times.
Yeah,
he's not been just sitting at home. Since he was at 10 playing Xbox. He's been out and about. Crack at 17, eh? Wow.
Yeah. Imagine you're a first time listening to this podcast. You're like, what is this? Is this the
sorry,
right one?
Yes, sorry. It's on the stocks and shares.
Right, okay.
I want to talk about perception versus reality. Because what is perception?
Hugh Edwards.
Yeah, well, in fact, you said, I don't know if that picture is AI these days. You can do anything with those pictures, but it looks like him. It looks like his bum. Even though I've never seen his bum, I assume if you sat on your backside reading the news for many years of your life, and it would be quite chunky, and it is quite chunky bum. It's quite cushioned. Anyway, perception versus reality, right?
Okay.
So I go swimming every day, all right?
Right.
I did until I did my back in. I used to do breaststroke.
Okay.
I didn't realise this.
Hold on. You've only been doing it about 2 weeks. It's not every day. You've done it for 2 weeks and your back is gone, is it?
Yeah. Right, I didn't realise this. The common fault back complaint you get with breaststroke.
Right.
And do you know what that is? I didn't realise what it was. It really was. I'm still got
ironically.
it. I still got it now. It's like I stand up. It takes ages to get a fully upright. In the last couple of minutes, pain is excruciating. I didn't know what it was. It was getting worse and worse. Because I was doing an hour swimming. I was like 80 lengths, an hour every day swimming, and it was really starting impacting my back. And anyway, before I went swimming, right, there's 2 lanes, pretty much swimming lanes. There's a little pool as well where people just hang around in, and a hot tub. What's the point of those public hot tubs? God, hey, you see people in there just marinating in skin soup. That's essentially
You said
what it
this
is.
last week. Let it go. Oh
Yeah, no, I didn't say it on air. I didn't have time for it last week.
Okay.
I said, so this young fella just sitting there, this middle-aged lady, get him, and of course she's round. She's not going to sit next to him. She's just opposite him.
Right.
Odd, awkward eye contact. Both marinating in their own skin soup. Why would you even do that? Having a private one, but a public one. God. Anyway, so when I'm swimming in the lane, I go at the optimum time, the quietest time possible, so I can get the swim lanes, 2 swim lanes, one fast, one slow. And if someone joins you have to go, clockwise. So you have to move across a bit. But I like to get on my own, so I go quiet when it's quiet time. And when I'm swimming, all the time, I have this nagging anxiety in my back of my head, thinking, someone's going to join me in this lane now, and they get them. You have to move across from there. You pass them in the lane. There's a bit of splashing and all that stuff. It just gets on your nerves. And all of a sudden, I've had like 2 or 3 people in before, and it's just going to stop my length. And the anxiety is that. The anxiety is I want to do an hour swimming. Right. I want to do my lengths. And I have this perception that if more people get in, they get in the way of me, and I won't be able to do my lengths and hit my targets and all that stuff. And that's the nagging anxiety I have. But and when I'm swimming there, I see like an old lady coming. I thought, where's she going? Is she going to the hot tub? Or is she just going to the pool? Or is she going to swim lanes? So I try and look at the corner while I'm swimming. And then some people go to the hot tub, some people go to the pool. And then I see an old lady walking towards the swim lanes. And then she gets her swim cap out. And oh, bloody hell. Piss off. It's not your swim lane, it's mine.
Right.
But she joins me. It doesn't really impact me that much. But it's just the perception of someone else joining me. It's the perception of having the lane to myself and then someone else coming to join me like it's my lane, And this nags at me every time I go in there. But even when people join me, it doesn't really impact me at all. So why do I have this anxiety? It's hardwired, this perception of like people are going to spoil my swim. But they don't. Even when people join me, it's fine. But I still get it every time. So that in my head is a wired perception that's inaccurate, isn't it? Why would I do that?
Right.
So, now, how long will I have to do this for before I realise someone joining me won't spoil the experience? Because I've done it now several times. Many people have joined me. It hasn't spoiled my experience, but I still have this anxiety about it spoiling my experience in the pool and not being able to do my swim. Why is that? Why do I have that?
I don't know. That first-time listener is still going, well, is this the right one?
Yeah, this is about psychology of investing.
It's talking about swimming now.
The psychology...
I don't know, but it's a sort of...
Go on.
There's a sort of element of you want a bit of ownership of the place yourself. You don't want to be your space to be violated. You don't want somebody to come into your... Back to you, Edwards. You don't want your space, so you want have that ownership of that space, and you want it to be your territorial sort of psychology, I suppose, or something. I don't know.
But the point I'm getting to, though, Peter, right, is that the perception is very powerful in my head, and it's inaccurate. It doesn't spoil my experience, but I still have it. So someone's saying, how long do I have to go through this routine for before I say, I don't mind people joining me. It's not a big deal. I've done it many times before. In fact, the majority of times someone joins me. It's fine. But I still have this, no, don't join me. I don't want anyone joining me, spoils me. And I think it'll mess up my swim. It doesn't. So that perception is hardwired into me. And it's almost like you can't override that. What is that? And I was thinking about perception and reality of the markets, right? And, and they say behavioural investing is the most important thing, because you can have the rules that Warren Buffett, goes by, but you won't stick to them. I have rules, and I literally can write them down for you. Say, you stick to this, you'll make money, and you will. But I've broken those rules so many times because it's my emotions, my perception. That just getting a bit. Like I know something. There's a probability, for example, of a stock going into an uptrend, and I'm watching a company. I like the company. But then the amount of times I've gone too early and it's gone back down, it's in a downtrend, and I know when this sort of uptrend starts. I can see and I've marked on the charts. But then I make thought if I get in a bit earlier, make more money, But then often you get in a bit earlier, and just it's a little bit of a rally, and it goes back into a downtrend. But don't. It's like that perception of reality, the emotion of the human messes us up. You can have the best. Listen, if you wanted to, any person who's overweight, anyone at all, within 3 months, assuming you're not mega obese, but you could have a ripped body pretty much in 3 months. If you are an average flabby guy or lady, you could probably have a ripped body definitely within 6 months if you stuck to a routine. And the plans are there. It's not hard. Just eat this, and do this exercise, and you'll be ripped. And most people do that, regardless of what age you are. As long as you can pick a weight up, or you can walk or run. You could do that, but you wouldn't do it though because it's hard.
Right on cue. Steve Martin, ripped body.
Hello.
There he is.
Where the heck have you been, Steve? You've spoiled everything now.
Well, I was running late. Sorry, I wasn't bang on 8 o'clock.
Well, no. When you say after it, I like the way Steve sniffs him and he's like,
I'm pretty sure you did say after 8 o'clock.
Yeah, wait, after 8 o'clock it's midnight, Steve.
Well, no, it could be any time after 8 o'clock, couldn't it? So I've arrived quarter past.
Well, next time we'll have to nail him down, literally, because on a time. I was talking about the perception and perception, Steve, and reality of things, and how things aren't real, what we perceive. I was talking about swimming and people joining me in the swim lane, and I think it's worried about it's spoiling my experience of the swimming. But it doesn't. But every time I go there, I don't want people to join me. I think it's going to spoil my swim. But it doesn't. I think it's hardwired into me, that perception. I talk about emotional investing.
So was it you being conscious about being a bit overweight when you're in the pool?
yeah.
Cheers, Steve. Thanks for that. Yeah.
That is it.
He's brought it down a notch, but like Hugh Edwards' trousers.
Yep.
Yeah. Did you see that picture, Steve? Hugh Edwards' trousers.
It's not real, that is it?
It is real. That's real. Can you tell by his bum? I was saying to Pete, his bum was quite. It fits him well. If you sit in newsreader, sitting in the bum all day, that's the shape you get. Quite a cushy bum.
Someone's done an AI there, and they've asked
not an AI.
Edwards with his pants down. That's what comes up.
I can see his AI. Hey, listen, it's real. That is real. That's Hugh Edwards. And I said to Pete, I think just his belt has given away or something because his pants and Steve did come back with. Well, I'm sure I've done one of those pictures in the past when I've been a bit drunk.
Right. I definitely have.
I did then go to put Steve's face on Hugh Edwards, overfurred and send it back. I couldn't be bothered though. I had better things to do in my time.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, it was a toss-up. Anyway, so perception of reality, Steve, and you must know this anxiety about things, and that's why, Steve. I can give you Warren Buffett's rules for investing, right? But you'll never stick to them because it's about the emotional state of an investor. That's more important than anything else. Your emotional perception about something is key, And that's why, right now, why are people bearish? Why are people bearish right now? Why do you think they are?
Because everyone's losing money.
Yes, but why are they bearish? Peter, you, man in the back with the trousers around his ankles.
Well, economic uncertainty, the fear of recession, inflation, interest rates going up, all of it, isn't it?
That's all happened, though, eh?
Well, yeah, but you don't know when the end is in sight.
That's
so you don't know.
Yeah.
Don't. That's the uncertainty.
It's the uncertainty, isn't it? That's it. And what happens is you become bearish because you're uncertain. But nothing's ever certain, is it? But what I do know is this: the markets have priced it in pretty much. And so we hear all the data's out there saying, oh, this is bad. But we know we're in recession pretty much. GDP is listless. It's like 0 or 0.1 or minus 0.3 every month. It's like we're not growing. We are in recession pretty much. This is it.
Yep.
What are you waiting for? The guys say, it's a recession, everyone. We are in recession. And then the markets have known this for 18 months because they've priced it in. But yet now stocks are cheaper than ever and yet people are still bearish. It's like, well, hang on a sec. History has shown us over and over again the time to buy is when 18 months in, pretty much. When you're 18 months, good value companies, good value there. Start getting in them because that's when you get true, multiples of your investment return. But all you see every day is that and GDP's come in. Yeah, but that's from the last month, and the markets are down 18 months, pretty much. The market knows this. Humans think it's news. It's not. The markets know this. So with that in mind, the fact that the markets have been pricing this in advance, well in advance pretty much, when do you think the markets will start pricing in a better economic data in advance? Because sooner or later, the comparisons will look quite good because you've got bad data. All of a sudden, if you get -1, -2, -3, minus GDP, for example, then you get 0, +1, +1, +2, because that's going to happen, isn't it? If you're comparing like for like, for example, like inflation data is a comparison. It's not if we go down to 8.7%. That's still on top of the previous months. It's not like it's gone down from 11.1 to 8.1. Prices are still going up. And but even so, that psychological effect. Now, if we come in next week now and our inflation data goes down to say 7%, that's still 7% plus the rest of the stuff. It's cumulative, but it seems better because it's not rising as fast. And then the markets. Yeah. So when do you think the markets will start pricing in? Because you know what? I think the best time to invest whenever is when everyone is saying, we're going to hell. It's all which is now, essentially, isn't it? It's in the headlines, it's everything. It's all in the headlines everywhere.
Well, it seems to have been a long, drawn-out, painful death. But, it seems to be the last few months, I don't know, 6 months, 12 months. Yeah. Lost count, really. But this week in particular has just been, I don't know about you, but on my portfolio... Well, it's just been, stocks have just been in the red. I mean, the markets themselves have been relatively flat. There's not been a massive sell-off. I'm looking at the indices and whatever, but my portfolio seems to have just drifted down and down in the last 2-3 weeks, and this week particularly, for no particular reason. I never quite understand that psychology. So people are selling. Why? Yeah. Why are you selling this week? Why are you selling those stocks this week? And
do you know what? You probably people are selling at the bottom here because I've been buying. I had about 40% cash. I've been buying this week. Right, So I just think it's time. But look at certain individual stocks. I bought Future PLC because it seems it's on an uptrend.
You've bought back into them.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
In fact, if you look at the where did you do the chart? I think the chart looks good. I mean, it's breaking up above previous highs and all that stuff. I topped up in a couple. I mean, are you aware of Good Energy? I've bought some more Good Energy. That's ridiculously priced days. In fact, follow Good Energy on Twitter. Very good Twitter account they've got, about 40,000 followers. But it's just priced a ridiculous price. They have 20 million in cash. Right, they're profitable. They do 300 million turnover. The margins are narrow, but they're going towards the service business, which higher margins, and they're valued at 30 million. They own 49% of ZapMap, which is the biggest sort of online payment EV charging app, where you can find out where the free sort of charges are, what kind of charges they are, how much to charge, all this kind of. That on its own is worth 13 million. They own 49% of that. They're profitable. They pay a dividend. They've got 20 million in cash, and they value at 13 million. Doesn't make no sense. So they're priced way below their net assets, and they are in a very hot sector: heat pumps, solar, supplying renewable energy. So I think what's going wrong? Do you remember what I said about funds last week, Steve? You were here, weren't I? I said, how do you know how much funds? How much to hold funds wise? And do you remember the formula I gave you, Peter, last week? It was,
it was think of your age, double it, take the number you first thought of, and multiply by 3.
It's close.
7.
That's it.
There we are. No, so
7%.
It's close. So I said.
It was take your weight, double
take your weight,
minus your age.
Yeah. Toss
4.
a coin. If it's tails, triple it. If it's heads, halve it. And then throw a bit of salt over your shoulder. Nod to the next door neighbour and ask him for a lucky number. No, so I said to Steve, I think it's quite accurate. I said, think your age, Steve, half it, and add that to your age. Give it. What's your answer, Stevie?
Add what to my age?
Think of your age. Right, say it again.
Pancakes.
Think of your age, half it, add that number to your age.
Add what?
The half of your age.
Well, that just takes you back up to your age.
It is as simple as I thought, is it, the formula?
Go on, Steve, you've got this.
Right. How old are you?
Think of your age. Hang on, you're half your age, but then if you add half my age back on, it's just going to go back up to my original age.
No.
Let's walk us through. How old are you, Steve?
42.
42.
Right. At least it's an even number. It's going to make it easier.
I was going to say, if he's stuck in his 43, oh, God.
Yeah, hello.
So half that, what's that, Steve?
21.
21, right? So add the 21 and the 42.
Oh, right, the original age.
That's
right,
it. You get the original
age. Your age.
63. Yeah. Right, okay. I thought you added the bit I'd taken off. Okay, so I thought you might as well just leave that bit out. So
63% of your portfolio, if you're a passive sort of part-timer, should be in a low-cost diversified fund. Yeah.
So the coin flipping thing, when's that come in?
Yes, that was just having a laugh and a bit banter, a bit of banter. And we're asking, we did ask last week, Steve, how much do you need to retire? How much would you say would you need to retire?
$1 million.
$1 million, see? It didn't work out the maths. So to have $1 million, Steve, right, you have to put £500 away from the age of 20, assuming you get 5%.
Every month.
Yeah, every month. Assuming you get 5% as well, interest per year on that. Every month, and you get £1 million quid.
You wouldn't.
Okay.
What are you assuming?
I've done the compound interest calculator. It's a lot more. No, you get way more than that.
Okay. Well, do the maths. I may be wrong.
Well, to be fair, I did it at a lot more than 5% though. So.
Oh, did you? What are you comparing? 50?
Yeah, 60%. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
No, I think I did 10% or 7%.
That's a huge difference over time.
Yeah, and I've done it of recent. Like, if I continued to put in the amount, I'm not going to say which I'm putting in, but I'm now putting quite a large amount. Yeah, quite a large amount in every month now on a regular thing through H&L. I won't get anywhere near $1 million, but
hang on, you didn't use Harry and Larry's compounding calculator, did you?
No, I didn't.
Steve, you've got to put this amount in.
But I did have a realisation, because my stocks and shares are pretty much my pension, and I realised, I've not got a very good pension if I continue as the way I am, so I have started smashing it at the moment. So,
what I'm saying is, how much would you need a year, Steve, to live on? What kind of, how much would you need to be paid out a year?
Well, it's quite hard to work out when you're retired, don't it? Because you don't know what everything's going to cost. No one would have thought everything would have doubled in price. Yeah,
but obviously, hopefully you won't have a mortgage, will you, by then?
No.
So that's your main sort of bill gone, isn't it? And then what else are you going to have? Sort of, appointments for dentures, bingo.
I don't know. I would probably like to have about $2,000 a month, I reckon.
24 grand, yeah. Okay, that's fine. In fact, a few people say that on Twitter, 25 grand, and that's pretty plenty if you've got no outgoings, pretty much.
That's at the moment, so it'll probably go up a bit, obviously.
You probably need to get a heat pump and solar and stuff, so your heating bills don't go up too much, but you can afford that. Then what else have you got? And the thing is, right, what's the goal, isn't it, in life? It's not to get rich and do nothing, because that'd be boring. As humans, we have to occupy ourselves. I never forget the guy I used to work with in news, and he said, if I won the lottery tomorrow, I'd be out of here.
Edwards.
Yeah. He said, if I won the lottery tomorrow, I'd be out of here. You wouldn't see me again. I said, what do you do? I wouldn't do this. I said, but... And his name was Dave. I said, Dave, but... He's not a very sociable guy, and he didn't know many people outside of work. I said, but Dave, your social life is here. Everything's here. What occupies you is here. What do you do? People think doing nothing. Going to a job and hating it too much. Okay, fair enough. But I mean, what would you do when you retire? Because if you've spent all your life in a job you hate, why do you think you're going to find something, in the last 20 years of your life, 15 years of your life, whatever it is, finding something you enjoy when you haven't managed to do it for 65 years of your life? So I think, you've got to find something now you enjoy, pretty much, when you're doing something, because that's life. Life is a game, that's it. I'm going to love retiring, because I can pretty much play the stock market as long as I don't go mental. So what do? Some of the most boring times of my life have been on holidays in some of the nicest places, looking places in the world that people dream of going to, and you go there and bored stiff.
You're a bit weird like that, though. I don't think many people are like that.
Well, but I start reading books. I think I guess I'll check the markets and stuff. But I mean, I find it quite boring doing nothing. Do you? Can you do nothing? What's the point of that? What do you retire from? What? I mean, if you hate your job, yeah, but what?
No, I agree.
But what would you do, Steve, if you retired now tomorrow? What would you do?
To be honest, I probably wouldn't change anything, because I think it's just having a balance of working a couple of days and then enjoying the rest of the summer. I'm kind of got the ideal situation at the moment of life, if I'm honest. I've kind of I've worked it out.
There you go.
There we go.
Nailed it.
Steve has got it sus.
And he's still putting a chunk away every month into his pension, so that's good. There
is that thing, isn't there? It was a guy, he was an industrialist, a rich guy. I saw it a while back on Twitter and stuff, and he's doing the rounds where industrial sees a fisherman who's not fishing. He said, why are you fishing? He said, I've caught enough fish every day. I've sold them all, He said, why are you go fishing more and sell more. He said, what do I want to do that for? To earn more money. So what do I do with the money? Well, you can buy another boat or something, or bigger boat, and you go up there and buy bigger nets and catch more fish. And you sell more, make more money. So why do I do that? We can get 2 boats then, employ people, get more money, want to get all this. And he said, what do I do then? He said, well, we get enough money to sort of sit back and relax. He said, what do you think I'm doing now?
Exactly. Yeah.
But that's it. You have to know when you've got enough and when you have enough to do what you want to do. As long as you find something you enjoy doing, there's no point doing it otherwise, is there?
Yeah.
Exactly.
I love the market because it's almost like or 7 o'clock news comes out. It's like all set, and then the race is off at 8 o'clock, and every day so news every day. And when the markets are shut, especially on a weekend on holiday, is so boring. At least I can check stocks in the weekdays when I'm on holidays. But when there's a weekend, what the heck do you do now? Anyway, there we are. But what were you going to do, Pete, when you retire? What are you going to do?
Oh, I don't know. I haven't really thought that far ahead.
Because you like cycling, but if you get a certain age, cycling is hard, isn't it?
I don't know. Yeah, I suppose it is. But
you bike then, don't you?
I suppose you do. I agree though. I think I kind of need purpose. I need something to do. Something. It'd be a long time before I'm ready to actually literally do nothing.
No, you've got to start planning something, haven't you? There's some of the people who I know who retire. I've known stories of people who retire and they die within 5 years and nothing to do.
Yeah.
I actually don't plan on retiring, if I'm honest. As long as I'm still enjoying what I'm doing, I'll just keep going until I physically don't want to do it anymore. So.
But the thing is, when you have no use in life, when you've no use to life for you, you just die, then you die off. That's it. It's like, you've got to do something to be active. Anyway, do you still both hold Trufin?
Yes.
I think it's going to run like crazy soon when the markets because I don't know if you see when they raise some money. Okay, they raise 8 million.
Yes.
Very little discount because their shareholder base is stacked with institutional holders who believe in the company. And I did say recently on the weekend, I said a lot of micro small cap companies are finding it very hard to raise money in this. No one wants to invest. That's it. Everyone's bearish. It's probably the best time to invest, though. But everyone's bearish. No one wants to invest. And if you haven't got institutional investors on board, it's not their money, they don't mind. Like a company, they're willing to invest. You've got to find it hard. If you're using private investors to invest, then it's very hard. And so I give the analogy of saying if you had a business and you sell recurring products to people and you release a new product, it's pretty easy to sell it to your customer base who are buying off you and like your product already, rather than going out and cold calling someone to try and buy a new product who's never used a product, doesn't know what you do, and you're trying to sell them. So, with institutional holders in your shareholder base, they know that your business, they like it already. It's a lot easier for you to say to them, we're raising some money, can you delve into your pocket for $500,000 or $1 million, and easy, Trufin, very little discount, raise 7 million, right? Now, why do they do that? Because they've now got the rights to develop Mortal Shell 2 and Mortal Shell 3, the franchise. Mortal Shell 1 is under the PlayStack part of the business, the gaming part. Mortal Shell 1, from a cold start, like I said, no fan base, nothing, sold 1 million units, which is amazing for a game. There's so many games produced out there, independent games, It's like having a hit single, essentially. But with the games, it's different because if you sell 1 million units from nothing, it came from nowhere, sold 1 million units, and it generated about 15 million in revenue, about 7 million net to PlayStack. All right. Now they've got franchise 2 and 3 now, the rights to that. They reckon, you imagine now, with already a fan base of 1 million people already bought this at about $30, right? Mortal Shell 2, already now a set up fan base, 1 million people ready to go and buy it. They reckon a lot more. In fact, internal estimates, they 2.5 times that. They reckon 2.5 million they sell. And now it's about $40-$50 a piece, and it's a longer game as well. So if you do the maths on that, that's going to do about close to 40 million for them. About 17 million in net. And they got Mortal Shell 3 as well. And not only that, PlayStack was going to be profitable this year anyway. And that's 2024, 25, the 3 and 4. So that's going to really blow it out the water. Someone's going to buy that off them. So that's good news, isn't it, eh?
Yes, that is good. I did see a thing pop up from Vox that you had an interview with him, didn't you? Is that this week?
James, yes. And in the RNS as well, where they raise money, they did say the Targo is going to raise money, not by issuing equity, basically.
No.
It's one of the... And I think I got the inkling, and he sort of let it slip a little bit. He didn't mean to. He sort of... He said one of the investors, and I think it's either Lloyd's. Lloyd's have already put 5 million into it.
Or Sage.
I think Lloyd's are going to buy it. Lloyd's are going to buy it off them for a big chunk, I think. And they've only started commercialising. So Lloyd's and Sage, FTSE 100 companies. Like I said, that's the truth. It's amazing, really. 4 companies they bought. Right, they bought Stargate for £1.
Yeah, wow.
But 4 companies...
But with loads of debt, I guess.
Yeah, it's costly, because obviously when you're developing software, it's very costly, and so a lot of people have to work on it to get lots of bugs and all that stuff, and so spend hours. But anyway, so they had 4 businesses, Virtus, Oxygen, Stargate and Trufin. They're all loss-making at the start. Now, Virtus and Oxygen are profitable, PlayStack is going to be profitable, and then Stargate's going to be profitable. And so 4 out of 4 hit rate. That's fair play, that's very good. And,
it'd be nice if this rally comes when the market starts going for a bit of a bull market, because it'll double in the momentum as well, wouldn't it?
Yeah, well, exactly, because it's gone so sideways. It hasn't really dropped off like AIM has. It's gone so sideways, and not a lot. But I think once you see a bull market, it'll start to really rally. It's a funny phenomenon, isn't it? Bull markets. When things start to rally, people start to sell and take a bit of profit. And in a bull market, it's the opposite to that. In a bear market, people sell all the time. In a bull market, people buy more. I did actually on Threads. I'm trying to stick to my 1 quote a day on Threads, and I did say, in fact, Monty started following me, and I said, "Oh,
how is Threads? I'm obviously not going to use it because I'm not on Twitter.
It's a crap version of Twitter, really. It's not. Okay. It's not very good. No, it's not. But I mean, the sad thing is, Twitter's been around for how many years? I don't know. It's got 450 million active users monthly. Threads have already got 100 million. Been going like a week and a half. So it'll probably develop into something a bit bigger. It's only its first week, isn't it? So all that you say is crap about it, it'll probably improve, isn't it? Yeah, but that's phenomenal, isn't it? 100 million users, active users in a week. And it's like, it's only 4.5 times off Twitter, and Twitter's been going for 15 years. So it's nuts. Yeah. But so that's the power of Mark Zuckerberg. Is probably laughing his head off at Elon Musk because so I said this. I said, at the end of the bull market is where investors are willing to pay more for already overvalued companies. That's what happens in bull market. People just buy. And then I said, the end of a bear market is where investors are not willing to pay less for already undervalued companies. That's the psychology's back to front, isn't it? It's perception and reality. Again, come back to that. The reality is, this is the best time to buy. Look back in time. Within a year and a half of a bear market, you're never wrong for long. But yet people don't want them. So it's odd that the companies are just on the floor and like Hugh's trousers.
Full circle, there we are. That's it. That's a wrap.
And you saw Hugh's full circle.
Yeah. Okay, good.
Anyway, anything else? Let's go. That's plenty. So that's a wrap. Anything else, boys, worth doing? Worth looking at? Telly, books, anything?
Well, I've only just started watching the last season of Succession, and I've just hit episode 4. And anyone who knows will know.
Well, he's died.
No, I haven't watched it. Don't tell me.
You know by now,
that's why I'm not saying anything. I'm just saying episode 4 is when everyone was being shouted. I can't believe I didn't know what was going to happen. I didn't get it leaked.
Don't tell me. I haven't watched it.
I'm not saying it.
Well, he dies. Brian Cox dies.
Brilliant.
Sorry, I don't understand.
Pardon? What was that?
That's Siri. That was Siri by the sounds of it.
Siri even saying stop spoiling the end, I think.
Yeah.
But Steve, I mean, we can't find the rest of them. Are there any more? Like after he dies, honestly, it loses a bit of momentum.
That's only episode 4, so there's obviously it goes up to about 10 episodes or so, I guess.
Well, I think I'd either delete them or something. Can be bothered. So anyway, but very disappointing.
No, I haven't got any other recommendations. I'm watching a lot of sport at the moment. Wimbledon's on.
I'm watching a bit of Wimbledon, yeah.
Bit of Tour de France is always good. And, there you go.
All right, well.
Nice. Right.
Yeah, okay, Steve. Steve, are you still dating?
Yeah.
Oh, good. You didn't ignore my question of the day.
What question was that?
Well, so have you gone on a second date with that lady?
Oh, yeah, I've been on a few dates since.
What, is the same lady?
And this is why I don't respond.
Yeah, that's right, exactly. That's why he doesn't talk about it.
Hang on, it's assuming it's the same lady, is it?
Yes, of course it is.
Oh, yeah, I'm getting this. Oh, good, son. Good, son.
I think it's a good time to end the podcast, isn't it?
Yep, that's it. That's lovely. Okay, have a good weekend, everybody. Bye.
Bye.
The Share Pickers Weekend Podcast with Justin, Paddy, Peter and Steve. The content of this podcast is not intended as investment advice. It is for information purposes only. People in this podcast may hold positions in the stocks they talk about. Do not buy anything based solely on a tip or recommendation. Please do your own research.